want to give a big shout out to Ann from Do. I mean,
yes, Ann Duffy.
Yeah, I love her. I mean, I think she's also another strong woman that is actually bringing a bunch of women together that are strong to be supportive and to help us grow. And, I was just recently on their, they had their webinar retreat and it was amazing. So there are a lot of women out there and I think more are doing it, but Ann Duffy, I don't know if she's on or not, but I absolutely admire her. And Kelly, we'll have to go on her talk show together too.
I would love it. Yeah, I love that idea of just we're stronger in numbers, right? So what Ann is doing by bringing people together and helping them learn each other's strengths and see how they can build and grow together, it's so incredible. Really, really great. And maybe there are some people that are with us today that have that in their heart and in their mind that they want to create groups or they have some unique talent that they want to bring more people together and share. So, mentoring and teaching and sharing and helping other people grow is by far the real reason why I do what I do. Because I get such a kick out of seeing people grow. When Kay won that speaking competition that year, that was the best thing that happened to me all year, watching her win that competition. I was so excited. It was I was just elated because I knew how badly she wanted to do it and I knew she could win. And I was like, yes, she won. Yes, she did. The only thing is I wanted to hand you the trophy. That was the only thing. And I was like, how can I want to hand her the trophy. But
I think as we get older, I think that little competition is always good for us, right?
Right.
It kind of keeps you going. It keeps you stretching out of your comfort zone. And, I'm always challenging myself, whether I'll say I'm going to do a half marathon this year or a whole marathon this year. I still think it's super important to never give up on your dreams and to always think big. I think that's just something that everyone needs to do. And in the dental office, I think it's just important. And I will say this, the one thing COVID did is it did change my life. And I think sometimes it changed my life for a good reason. I mean, I was never at home before. I was on the road Monday through Friday. I was flying all over the place. We would have never had time to do this, what we're doing today.
Right.
So, there are some things that the change that has happened, it might be for the better.
Yeah, but prior to COVID, really the only time Kay and I would get to talk on the phone, she'd be in an airport and I'd usually be in a different airport. And we would somehow figure out that we were both sitting there and we'd end up chatting on the phone while we were waiting for a flight or waiting to get a connecting flight or whatever. So there is something to be said for transformation and really making the best out of this opportunity. And Kay, for all of you on the call that are afraid of change and that you're complacent, Kay has been a great example of how she has transformed. Minal described it perfectly, how she has really just embraced going live and doing everything on social media. If you look at what Kay has done in this year, that is a great example for a lot of you to follow that are kind of stuck, that are feeling like, well, how do I make this change? Just watch what Kay did.
Well, Kelly,
Kay is incredible. She, I remember one of the first times I met Kay. Kay, did I meet you at ADMC or SCN? One of those places.
SCN, and
SCN.
You were out in the hallway and you were videoing. You were teaching everybody how to video. You don't remember that? You were like, "This is how you do it. It's super easy." And I'm like, "Okay, let's do it."
I just remember. I remember meeting you, and I don't know if it was a hallway for ADMC or SCN, but I remember meeting you, and it was so amazing because you literally came up because I was being Minal and I was doing a live video and coming on live from wherever I was that day and kind of sharing. And I remember you coming up and you're like, "What's that? Tell me about it. And what are you doing?" And it was so great because again, to say that as when I joined one of those organizations, I didn't know one person. I did not know one person there. So I walked in not knowing anybody, and I walked out making amazing relationships and friends and people that I met. But it came down to me recognizing, and not everybody is going to do that. Not everybody goes and walks to a newbie. Not everybody goes and asks them, like Kelly and Steve did, "Hey, what are you doing after dinner? You want to come join us? Hey, what do you, who knew I'll be wearing a cowgirl hat and dancing at some cowboy bar? Like, remember that when we did that? Like, it was hilarious. Like,
no, I don't remember.
Do not plead the fifth, Kay. You remember.
You remember this. But it was just so incredible to find people in our industry who are so welcoming. and so kind, and who genuinely kind of care and genuinely want to help you and genuinely want to learn more about you. I think it builds such great relationships. It makes what we do fun. Because imagine if we didn't have each other.
Yeah, and I want to compare this really and truly to team members. When I work on teams that they're for each other, they want to see each other grow. It's such a completely different atmosphere because you walk in and there's no, arguing or bickering. I know we're all going to have those little fights, but when they really and truly in their heart want to see each other improve and grow, it makes a huge difference. And, the one thing about the shutdown and having to restart up, I think a lot of offices had to really realize, wow, these positions are super important. These doctors were losing team members and they had to also re-engage. So I want to say that same way, Kelly, right? When you go on a team and the teams that work together, they go so much further.
That's right. Absolutely. You really have to have that support. Authentic support and care for each other. And you may not want to be friends outside of work. That's okay. But if you understand the importance of the team and the strength of the team, and you really show each other that you care when you're there and want other people, like Kay said, abundance, let everybody succeed. And unfortunately for our doctors that are on with us today, a lot of times, especially here on the East Coast, the dental societies and things are not really like an authentically sharing environment. Everybody shows up and everybody does their CE and everybody's there, but there's almost like little walls that get built. Sometimes there's a couple little cliques within the larger group, but it's almost like everybody's afraid to tell the truth. If they're struggling, they don't want their competitors or other people in the society or in the association to know that they're struggling. And that to me is one of the saddest things about the business of dentistry for doctors, is that environment. So that's another terrific thing about these online platforms like this group that we're in right now, is that you have access now you can find other doctors that are like-minded. You can find other doctors that do have an abundance mindset, that do want to grow, that are willing to be vulnerable and tell the truth, that not everything is perfect all the time, right? But that's okay. You can work through those things together. So if you're on this call, if you're a dental team member or a doctor and you do not feel like you have a network, use social media, use the ability to reach out to other people, find people that share your goals and your objectives, and it'll make you stronger and you'll help other people too.